Let's go back to May 7th, 1711 in Edinburgh, Scotland, to the time where our most important philosopher ever to write in English was born. This is David Hume. This little baby was recognized as the precursor of contemporary cognitive science as well as one of the most thoroughgoing exponents of philosophical naturism later on. At age 12, he joined his brother at Edinburgh University where he studied mathematics and contemporary science. At age 26, he moved to La Fleche, France, where he wrote his first work, A Treatise of Human Nature. At age 52, he was the private secretary to Lord Hertford, the ambassador to France, for 3 years. Hume felt that his health was deteriorating and went to get it checked out. He was diagnosed with intestinal cancer at age 65. He died. May you rest in peace. Okay, enough about David Hume's life. Let's move on to what he really did.
Okay, Hume's main ideals. Basically, he believed that philosophy was meant to simply explain why we believe what we do. He saw that the most important part of experience consisted mainly of perception, and from that perception, impressions, which is perception that involves actual sensation, and ideas, which is mental perception that is a result of thinking of something rather than experiencing it, could be categorized underneath it. Hume was also a large believer that all of our ideas are derived from our sense impressions. Also, regarding our beliefs, he believed that since they are based on imagination rather than reason, they are unable to be rationally justified. Another key belief was his principle that causation needed to be explained subjectively rather than objectively, and that our moral convictions, what is judged as right and wrong, are based on feeling rather than reason. He was also skeptical about religion and God's existence in that realm. The whole question surrounding God's existence was an enigma to him. Hume was a very skeptical man, and empiricism was an important part of his key ideals. Let's keep moving on now, shall we?
Now we'll be telling you as Hume argued against a majority of Descartes' belief. Hume believed that man gained knowledge from experience, and we should be skeptical of all other knowledge. A large part of Descartes' belief were that knowledge comes from the mind, so it would be impossible to question our own existence for that matter. Hume says, nope, sorry, you don't really exist. In opposition to Hume's belief that God's existence is actually an enigma, Descartes tried to reveal the validity of religion through rationalization and thought, which was different from Hume's belief that knowledge is gained from our own experiences and from our personal instincts. Although his ideas that God was non-existent, he couldn't really say it because in his time, atheism was considered a crime and punishable by death. Anyways, let's talk about his major works now.
Hume's major works consisted of volumes of his philosophical works, and as well as what he wrote as a historian. A Treatise of Human Nature, 1739 to 1740, was one of his most important and popular works, as well as his 6-volume History of England, 1754 to 1762. Other works include his An Inquiry Concerning Human Understanding, 1748, An Inquiry Concerning the Principles of Morals, 1751, and his Dialogues Concerning Natural Religion, 1779.
Hume's impact on history is an important part of his overall influence. There was a lot of his work that inspired other philosophers like him, such as how he was able to awaken Immanuel Kant from his dogmatic slumbers. Hume was also able to influence Auguste Comte, a 19th century French mathematician and sociologist, to positivism, while he also influenced Jerry Bentham, a 19th century jurist and philosopher, to be moved to utilitarianism. Furthermore, Hume's theories were the first modern philosophical writings to deal with skepticism. As a philosopher in general, he was the first of the post-medieval world to reformulate the skepticism of the ancients. More than being an important philosopher, Hume made a large impact on history, even as a historian. Hume's History of England traced the deeds of kings and statesmen and portrayed the intellectual interests of educated citizens. What made him unique was his style of writing. He joined persons and events into a pattern which created a narrative for the purpose of recurrent climaxes. This played a major part in Hume's success as a historian because his History of England influenced the structure of future history books in order to appeal to a broader audience.
Hume's problem of induction, which questions whether inductive reasoning leads to knowledge, is still part of the philosophical problem set today. He has also changed economic thinking, such as ideas of private property, inflation, and foreign trade. Hume's work still continues to be provocative as he questioned the answers to important issues of his time. Overall, Hume is an important part of philosophical history, and he continues to impact our daily life by questioning the basis of our beliefs.